Welcome everybody. In this video now we're going to show you how to use outer joins in real life. Okay, the previous one showed you the concept of using outer joins. Now we're going to show you how to use an actual outer join. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? As always, I'm using this standard setup here. Up here in this upper left panel here, I'm showing my sample database that I'm using. So it consists of 4 tables. Here I'm using Notepad. That's where I'm going to type in all my SQL commands. And here is my MySQL console window. You can use any database application you want. I'm using the MySQL. This is called the console window or command line. Okay, I don't use the GUI. So I'm going to type in all my SQL commands up here and then execute them from down in here. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's show our databases first. This is an MySQL specific command. The one I want to use is grades, so I'm going to type use grades. That sets grades database as my default so that all my statements now will be executed against that table or database automatically. So let's assume we had a question like this, that we wanted to find all the students. In the previous one we did inner joins, we looked up all the students who took a course. But now what if we wanted to find all the students who have never taken a course yet, who have not taken a course? Okay, so let's analyze these 2 tables up here, student and grade. Student table holds all the students, whether they took a course or not. It's just a listing of all our students. If the student took a course, they would appear in this table, the grade table. And you would see what the student ID was, what course they took, and what semester they took it, and what mark they got. If they didn't take a course, they wouldn't be in this grade table yet. Okay, so if I wanted to find out how many students, and who they were even, did not take a course, I would take the number of students in here and subtract them from here, say, to get a count. Let's see that in a sense. I'm going to go down the console window, do a select star from student, simple select statement, and you can see it zooms all the way through, and it says there's 1,000 rows, which means there's 1,000 students in this table. Here's the student IDs in this column here, and they're just all unique because that's the primary key column. So there's 1,000 students in here. So let's see how many rows are in the grade table. So if I said select star from grade, when it goes through, I'll get 700. But is that how many students have taken course? Let's look at the data. This column here, let me change that up. I'll just show the student ID column from this table. Okay. We can see here oh, let's put the order by. Let's change the order. Order by student ID. I need to, it's showing in the order. So you can see the student IDs here. There's 700, but notice here the student ID 999 has taken 2 courses. He appears in here twice. He could have taken the same course in a different semester, but that's not relevant. He appears here twice. 992 appears twice. 991 appears 3 times. 989 appears twice, etc. So it's not 700 distinct or unique students. They're repeating. So what I need to do is actually see just the distinct student IDs, okay, to get an idea of how many students have taken a course. So I can use the distinct keyword, which just removes duplicate student IDs because I'm putting distinct student ID. And I run it. Now there's 490 rows. And notice there's no repetition. So in reality, there was 1,000 in the student table, and there's 490 unique student IDs in the grade table. So if I took 1,000 minus 490, I'd get a count of 510. So there's 510 students who have not taken any courses. Okay, I don't know who they are, but that's the question. So how many, or what are their names? Okay, so let's figure out how we do that with a SQL query. Okay, so to determine who have not taken the courses, you would compare the students in the student table with the grade table, and then the student IDs that do not appear in the grade table are the ones who have not taken a course. We know by doing this manually that there's going to be 510 students that have not taken a course. Okay, so what we want is a listing of all the students from the grade table, and show the ones that do not match the student IDs in the grade, the student table, I mean, and that do not match in the grade table. This is where we use an outer join, because we're saying we're looking for something that's missing. Okay, we're looking for ones that are missing out of the grade table. Okay, so show all students who have not taken a course. Okay, so let's build our query now. Let's go up here. So select, and let's see their names. So we'll concatenate the student first name, F name, and the student last name. And again, the concatenate has been explained in other videos, so please watch the other videos if you don't know. We'll give it a column alias of student. Again, that's explained. So let's see what students have not. So we need to get data from the student table and the grade table. So we'll do a student, select from student. We'll call that T1. That's a table alias. We'll left join that with the grade table, and we'll call that grade table T2 from now on. Notice I left out the word outer because you don't need it. That's an optional word. You could type left outer join if you wish, but I'm just going to type left join. We need our on condition on T1.studentID equal to T2.studentID, because that's the primary key and foreign key I want to join on. Okay, and then if I say where T2 dot student ID is null, that should give me the answer I want. Now, bear with me. I'm going to go through this step by step and explain this in a moment, but let's just see if this works. Now, let's execute that file. Source is the command we use in MySQL. If you're using Oracle, you can just use the @ symbol like that. Okay, path to it. This is where it's kept, and the name of the file. And we run that, and we get 510. Lo and behold, and these are the people, the students who have not taken a course. Okay. So we got what we wanted. Now let's analyze that. Okay. First, I'll change the query slightly to show what gets returned without the where clause. Remember, I told you, leave out the where clause until you get very familiar with this, so you have an idea of what's coming back. I'm also going to add some new columns in here. I would like to add the T1.studentID column. Okay, I can't do a star because it'll just be too many columns across the screen. So I'm picking a few columns so that we can get an idea. If you remember looked at the concept for outer joins video, and then I'll also use the student ID column from the T2 table though. I will also look at the course ID column and the semester ID column. Let me see if this will fit all on the screen, and the final grade percent column. Let's see if that'll fit on the screen. Let me run that. Yeah, it all fits. Okay, so a whole bunch came back, 1,210 rows. Okay, I'm gonna just change this slightly and limit it to the first 15 rows in this return set. We don't need to see all of them. I just want to see the headings and some of the sample data. So I'm going to use the limit word. If you're using other systems, you can use the top for SQL Server, and for Oracle, it's the row, okay, word instead of limit. There. So I'm going to show the first 15. There's the student ID and student column. That's coming from the T1 table. There's the student ID from the T2 table, which is grade, course ID, etc. And as you can see here, I've shown only the first 15 rows. And as you can see here, this person, Kermie Wiley, has taken a course ID 8, whatever that is, in semester 22, whatever that is, and got a 37.21 as their final grade. But you notice this Shelton Moyes, nulls in all those columns. That means he doesn't appear here, because remember, a left join says return all the rows from the table to the left of the word left, which is the student table. So I'm going to return all the rows here, which means I'm going to return every student. And then show the matching rows in this table that match the on condition. Because there's no student ID with the number 2 in this table, I get nulls in these remaining columns. Okay, again, fully explained in the outer join concepts. So as you can see, Nanis, Tresky, nulls, meaning they don't appear here. They appear here because I'm using a left join, so I have to return all those rows, no matter what. So you go through that. So you can see now that you can find now, just pick out these people that have nulls, okay, by putting back in the where clause, okay. So if we put back in the where clause, where, and you can pick any one of these columns in this table, because they're all going to contain nulls. But because I'm looking for students, I'm going to stick with the student ID. So I'm going to pick t2.studentID is null. Okay, I'm still going to limit to 15, so that should only pick out the first 15 people that have nulls. Okay, so I got 15. Those are the first 15 students in this table that have not taken a course. Okay, now I can remove the limit, and I see all of them. So you can see all the courses, all these columns are nulls. Now I can go back to the original query and get rid of all these other columns that I don't actually want to see in my output. I just want to see the students' names. And there they are, 510 of them. Okay, so that's how we use an outer join. That's why I say we're looking for something that's missing. So, okay, a right join, you can get the same result. You could do a right join. Right join gets like this, gets a totally different result. Okay, but if I change this name student and put it over here and put grade on this side, okay, change that to T1 student, that's fine. Okay, I get the same result. Okay. The reason I get the same result is, remember from the outer join concepts, it's very, very important what you put, the order you put the tables in. Right join says now, return all the rows from the table to the right of this word, which is this table. The table student is to the right of this word. Boom. And then all the matching between the two based on the on condition. So it's just like that previous left one. If I put back the left here and then move the student over here and the grade back here, it's the exact same thing. Remember what I said in the outer join concept one? Pick one or the other. I always use left rather than right. And then depending on what you want to do, you just rearrange the order of the tables. Okay? That's all you do. That's what people do when they're working with databases. They usually pick one or the other, and I get the same result. Boom, I can jump them back and forth all I want. Now if I did this, grade, and student here, I'm going to get a totally different result. Empty set, because it's doing exactly what it told me to do. Okay, so let's change that to a T1, because I'm not going to get any nulls there. Okay, so see, very, very important. The order is doing exactly what I told it to do. Okay, so that's how you use outer joins. Okay, so the next video is going to cover aggregations. So if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and any comments are welcome. Thanks guys, take care, and have a great day. Thanks.